if you paid any attention to the news lately, you know there's been an increase in the number of school shootings, from Sandy Hook to Columbine to most recently Ohio State, where a knife instead of a gun was used. Since 2013, there has been a total of 205 school shootings. And you can check that at abcnews.go.com/US/school shootings, Columbine numbers /story. There's a lot of controversy surrounding the arming of teachers. You may think that this is a bad idea because it puts your children in closer range of a firearm, and the more likelihood that one may get a hold of it and get hurt. But for us parents, we can't always be there for our kids. We have school resource officers on campus, but just like us, they cannot be there 24/7 to always protect our children. The training and the arming of school teachers allows them to respond to a crisis more effectively. With the ever-growing number of school shootings, I think it's a great idea to arm teachers. When school shootings happen, we often look at them from a standpoint of what could have been done to prevent these from happening. There's a lot of people who are against guns in schools, and but here in the state of Texas, we already have certain districts like Van ISD in Van Zant County who are already allowing their teachers to carry, but they're not allowing them to carry just freely. They're not doing this on a whim. They have to go through an intensive training course. It's 80 hours long. They go through weapons handling, learning to eliminate a threat, determine if there is a threat, and how to engage one. Along with that, they also have to go through a very strict and intense psychological evaluation. That bill that was passed in Texas, you can look up at www.capitol.state.texas.us/TLO docs /83R billtext.html/HB01009 Frank F. So with the training, it all boils down to having our kids safe. We have to be proactive about that. We just can't wait till something happens and then say, well, we should have done this. That doesn't work. It hasn't worked. It will not work. The thing with teachers, they'll go through all this training to protect our children. The average citizen doesn't have to go through nearly the same amount of training to obtain a CHL. And I'm sure we can all agree that training plays a huge role in the implementation of these types of procedures. But the main goal is safety, like I said. The number one goal that parents, I think, parents need to know that their children are going to be safe when they are dropped off in the mornings for school. Having armed teachers does a few things. One, it acts as a deterrent. Schools nowadays all across the nation are considered gun-free zones, which just puts a huge target on them. People that are going to commit these types of heinous acts are going to look for the easiest target, the ones with least resistance and the ability to cause the most damage. And schools are the number one thing. Allowing teachers to carry certain ones, like in Van Zant, where it's one for every 400 students, along with the resource officers, if that were to go nationwide, schools are no longer targets. To have this deterrent adds a second layer of protection to the schools. It takes them off the hit list pretty much. There's another website that you can go through and look at all the statistics of violence in the schools, and that is cdc.gov/violence prevention, youth violence /school violence /data stats. That site right there breaks down everything from fights to knives, guns, pretty much anything you can think of. They have the information there. The whole reason I'm here today is to convince you that we need to protect our kids, and this is one step in the right direction. The ability to do that, most people may not most, some people may disagree with it, but to have a teacher being armed can cut the response time down to lessen the casualty rate, casualty numbers. Because the average time for a police officer is 3 minutes from the moment they're notified to the time they arrive to the scene. With a teacher being armed, it's less than 30 seconds. You can't beat that, because when time matters, when every minute counts, seconds is actually what makes the difference. I've spoken to you today in the hopes that you may understand that the arming of teachers is not an action to be done on a whim.